Kevin Durant, one of 3 Warriors on this roster. And that doesn't include Harrison Barnes, who, of course, just left the Warriors for the Dallas Mavericks. A formidable group. 3 Warriors on the Olympic roster without Steph Curry here.
Without a doubt. And that'll be a huge advantage for Kevin Durant as he's coming in, getting a chance to spend time with Klay Thompson, Draymond Green in this environment. They'll see a lot of time on the court together, I'd imagine. But getting that work in, we know he's a gym rat. We know he's one of those guys that Smitty talked about will probably come back tonight, get shots up. That is what makes him elite. That's what makes him so great. And to see him leading the drills along with Klay Thompson and Carmelo Anthony, there's a reason why these guys are good. You know, they don't just roll out of bed and play. They put the work in, and that young man right there is a lot of high hopes there in San Francisco, in the Bay Area, Oakland, with Kevin Durant joining a pretty good team in the Warriors.
He really did shock the basketball world by leaving Oklahoma City via free agency for that 2-year deal with the option next summer to join the 2-time defending Western Conference champions in Golden State. And guys, as it turns out, he will play his first game at Oracle Arena as a member of the Warriors, representing Team USA in that exhibition, the 3rd of their exhibition games coming up in about a week or so.
I can imagine.
Think you'll get a little bit of a reception there in Oakland?
Reception.
Oh, my gosh.
To get a chance to play that first game. But still, he's another guy. I guess, Grant, I'm becoming one of those old guys. I just still can't wrap my mind around so much he's accomplished. And I look down, and he's 27 years old.
27 years old.
It just seems like he still has 7 to 8 more years to be dominant because of the way he plays, the way he's keeping in shape, and his skill set. When you have a guy like Kevin Durant and Dirk Nowitzki at their size that can shoot the basketball, you know, even when they're done being starters and dominant, if they wanted to, they can come off the bench and be picking pop 5s, picking pop 4s, to be able to still knock down shots.
Well, based on the traditional sort of scale, he's just now entering his prime.
That's scary.
Which is scary. You said 7 years. He might have 10 more years left in him just with his body type. We know he had a foot problem that we think he's moved past, but also now going to Golden State, not having to carry as much of the load. You have other great players around you, not having to go out and score 30, 35 points a night for your team to have a chance to win. But what he does and how he has played, and really just consistent from the time he stepped foot in this league as a 6'11", 6'10" 2-guard when he was in Seattle,
right,
to what he's done in Oklahoma City and the anticipation of what he'll do in Golden State. Just a tremendous talent, really revolutionizing that sort of small forward position with his height and his skill set and his ability to score.
Matt, what was that death lineup they had that we talked about when, you know, they go to it at the end of games with small ball? And I still would say in him, the death lineup, he's not a small ball. He's a 6'11" guy that you can have him, Draymond, Iguodala, and Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. That's still a tall team, and guys are physical, but they can flat out.
So what do we call that lineup?
I don't know. What's worse than death?
We got to come up. That's what that was the question. What's the word?
I don't know what's worse than death. What can that lineup be?
I don't know.
I don't want to say
death and destruction. I don't know. Lineup of torture. I don't know what that's going to be.
That's going to be
Klay Thompson, a big part of that.
Still, their issue for me is, though, what made Golden State, in my opinion, was their bench.
Yes.
So I think that's the next step for that Steve Kerr and the management and those guys to fill out their roster of guys 6, 7 through 12.
Right. That will be a test as you look at Klay Thompson, one of the great two-way players in the NBA.